What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And you are listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaamu Alakum, everybody. Welcome back to the Young and Muslim Podcast Ramadan series part 4. In the last episode, Imam Munir helps us understand how forgiveness works in the second 10 days. Not only are we receiving forgiveness from our Lord, we are also working to be more forgiving ourselves.
Oh, yes. Now, that leads us into the final 10 days, which is all focused about finding freedom from the hellfire. However, there's more to these final 10 days than you think. So prepare to have your mind blown. Boom.
Salam's out.
Peace.
Enjoy.
These last 10 days is where you're really like, you're in your mojo. You're in the groove. You're like, okay, I'm getting the hang of this.
Right.
But it's starting to wind down now.
Right.
What is the significance of those last 10 days, and what should we really be trying to pull out of it now that we are seeking mercy from the hellfire?
Yes. But you're not seeking mercy from hellfire from without. You're seeking mercy from the hellfire that can come from within.
Do explain.
You see? That those pangs of hunger, the headaches, the detoxification, all of that. You went through this process to get God's mercy and his forgiveness, and you practice it. So that means now that the influences of the devil are chained away from you. You're not inclined to these passions and these desires and all this. So you should be good, right? But you said the discipline is getting ready to leave. Are you going to let the discipline leave and your discipline leave with it? Or you going to hold on to everything that you've done 10 days, 20 days? Well, let's back it up. Pre-Ramadan, 10 days, 20 days. Now in these 30 days, they tell you, listen, lock yourself in the masjid.
The last time.
Yeah, increase. You don't have to necessarily do it. I'm just saying ritually, this is what they're saying. Last 10 days, lock yourself in the masjid. Lock yourself in your room. Pray, read, increase. Because when these 10 days are done, everything's going to be opened back up to you. So these last 10 days, really focus. Some go and search for that beautiful night that the Quran was revealed. And hope that they get caught praying
During that time.
So now you being given, it says that God will forgive you your sins, all of your sins, if you find yourself praying that night that the Quran was revealed.
Yep. My man skilled work.
Take PTO.
Yeah. So do you really lock yourself in the masjid? Do you only try to make these prayers in the masjid? No, you can do it anywhere. And those 10 days, 5 of them you may stay in the masjid. 5 of them you may pray at home. Or you may alternate. But it's all preparing you for that last, when we say we seen the new moon, and now we moving into Shawwal. We have Eid tomorrow. So it's all connected, not separate. First 10 days connects with the second 10 days. The second 10 days connects with the last 10. And then Shawwal connects after. So you may have a group of people who may choose to fast 6 days, 7 days together after. And it says, here's another opportunity to have all your sins forgiven.
Goodness.
So many.
You come out there like a brand new baby, man. You come out there.
Yeah.
So with the last 10 days, right? I know when the last 10 days come about, you mentioned everybody's looking for the night of power.
Yes.
Laytal Qadr, which is awesome, right? And I'm the type of person, I'm like, you know what? Let me just hit every night. That way,
playing the lottery, like
let me hit every night. That way my chances go up. But then people are like, no, it's the odd day. It's tomorrow. And then, certain days you see the message just packed. Do you think that is a fault of intention, or should we be looking for that night to get all of our sins kind of removed? How should we frame those last 10 days? Should we spend each one like it's the night of power, or should we try to, try to hit big?
Well, that's a great question.
I think you can shoot for big.
Yeah.
But the Prophet taught us that Allah took it from his mind, made him forget, and the best he can do is tell them it was the odd nights, and it was at the end. So
and depending what day you fast, people start. It's
right.
Odd day for Jabril, maybe even day for me.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Based upon location.
It's based
Very
upon
intelligent.
location.
See? So you taking the best thereof and going with your reasoning. If I hit all 10, I'm good.
Yeah.
If I just go for the odd nights, I could have missed it on the even night.
Yeah.
So the ritual is put there so that we not only achieve this individual victory, because that's what Ramadan is an individual victory, but in a collective spirit. So when you come at iftar, now you see all of us together, man. Oh man, we did it together. Yep. You ain't sitting there saying, "Yo, man, did you get some water today? Did you eat your toothpaste this morning? You ain't coming to the iftar judging and doing that. You happy that everybody's in the fight with you in this battle with you, and you like, yes, we got this. We got one more out the way. And then then we finish and then we go to eat, and celebrate together. But we celebrating collectively, but it's in Ramadan gives us that individual victory, but in a collective spirit, preparing us for the bigger collective picture. Hajj, Eid al Adha,
coming up.
So there's 2 Eids. Right.
Yes.
Can you tell us that some people get it mixed up? Can you tell us the significance of the Eid that comes after Ramadan and why they call it the small Eid?
Yeah.
And they got the big Eid. So
they call it the small Eid, but we celebrate it like it's the big Eid.
But people be like, this is the Muslim Christmas.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, but that's the human spirit. That when you achieve something monumental,
it's huge.
It's a huge victory in a world that's inviting you to all negative stuff,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So when you get to you celebrate. I got 3 days. I can't go to the club, but I'm gonna have fun. We gonna go bowling.
We big halal step in the
day. So you celebrate those 3 days. And as we mentioned, the wisdom in the Prophet teaching, as he talked about the other thirds, you have 3 days, so that you do you. You do you in the community. Then the next day you go and remember Allah's mercy and His forgiveness. You let other people enjoy on that great energy and spirit that you have from that victory. You still practicing mercy and forgiveness, so now you go visit the needy.
Oh. Wow.
You see? It's all connected. It's not separate. It's all connected.
Or find people who wouldn't normally be with the crowds or like with the group,
right,
and invite them out and come and eat.
Exactly. And then even if you were to, even for that Eid, which is more known for Eid al Adha, when you sacrifice something to give away food, you keep a third for yourself, give a third away, and you give a third away to your family.
Balance. Balance. And during Eid, most of us know that we cannot fast. It's actually a sin if we fast during the Eid. Is that true? I know some people...
We make that error every year.
Yeah,
people make that error every year.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to fast in the festive and the joyous Eid.
Why do people fast if we know we're not supposed to fast? Are they trying to get early on Shawwal?
I don't know. I think it's more... I would pray that it's more sincere error. That is tradition and culture.
Yeah.
It makes sense more for people to approach the Eid al Adha, the second one, because it's 70 days in between.
Okay.
And we may have not been on the discipline like we supposed to. So before the Eid al Adha, we say, I'm going to approach it fasting.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I see the reasoning there,
Okay.
but not, I just fasted 29, 30 days.
Yeah, why am I trying to fast a day right after we're supposed to be finished?
The day we're celebrating.
No. You're supposed to celebrate. You're supposed to be, that's what Eid means, joyous,
Yep.
reoccurring happiness.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be happy that you achieved this victory that everybody can't do it.
exactly.
Okay.
Some of your friends even said it, right?
Yeah.
They said, I think I could not eat food, but I gotta drink some water.
Like, dude, I would die.
So and it confirms what God tells us, that this is not a new thing, this self-restraint. God says that he has ordered others before, but now we're demonstrating the full picture of the restraint, not just food, not just drink, not just lawful, right? Not just you can't have a bad attitude, you can't make all these excuses and complain.
Yeah.
Can't do it. And be in the right spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to have a wrestling coach, Coach Branch, and he was a police chief. I wrestled literally for like a month of my life. But in that month, there was one thing I learned. That was the hardest month like I ever worked. I was a real small, skinny guy. And we'd be in there, we would have to grab the weight, and we had to act like we were driving the car, right?
I love that exercise. Wow.
I hated it. I hated it so much that you're sitting there, you're struggling. He goes, suffer in silence. Suffer in silence. And you're like, Coach, I can't. I mean, every inch of you is hurting, like you're saying you're burning, but suffer in silence, because no one wants to hear you complain. No one wants to hear you groaning. They just want to see what the result is. And same thing with Ramadan. They don't want to see you complain on Ramadan. Do it with a smile,
Right.
You know.
Right.
And Karate Kid, if y'all, I don't know if y'all seen it with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan, where he was like, do it with a smile. And then at the end he was doing the technique so much that he smiled at the end. They're like, no, don't smile. Like,
Too late. Too late, right?
Too late. You've been conditioned to smile and have a good attitude and a good demeanor about it. So, yeah, going to that last 10 days into Eid, you want to take all that and combine it and close off on a very good, joyous, communal note.
Yes. So, the day before Eid, this is when the world usually comes to shambles. If we
So that's a good picture.
so last year, I remember like it was last year, was that when Muslim Pro put it on the app that tomorrow was Eid. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And they sent it out globally. Everybody got it. Everybody was celebrating. Then legitimately, it was misinformation. And we had a lot of people in our community that went ahead and did the dang thing. Like they went out there and fasted. Right. Not fasted, I'm sorry, celebrated Eid and everything. Do I become the lone wolf and be like, yo, I'm not doing what y'all doing? Or do I join them because that's my community? We already struggled and burned and did everything together for those past 30 days. Right. Sometimes we find ourselves at a crossroads. Jabril and I, we were there last year.
No, I wasn't there. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, Jabril knew what he was doing.
I was like,
I was one in the middle, like, it's my people. This is my, what? So instead of playing that tiptoe game, what should we do?
Well, we have a national committee that looks for the moon in our hemisphere, I'm sorry to hear you got caught up in that last year. But we didn't experience that because we went the next day. So and then we know that some fatwas came out. Even Saudi issued a national fatwa saying that the reciting was false.
Yep, that was the same time.
But see, that's why it's important for us to be thinkers and to be on our deen ourselves, to be able to sight the moon and look for the moon ourselves in our own locale. This is what the Prophet taught as well. So we didn't experience that because we followed that, and but Saudi has enough money to pay for the error of its citizens, and that's what it did. But if we make that error, we have to pay the fee, what is called the jizya, the penalty for not being obedient. because it's about being obedient to God. You can't start before God says start, and you can't end before God says end. Mm-hmm. And so if you do that in error, then you have to give of yourself, in some way to say, God, I'm sorry, I did this in error. So it's always a personal decision. Do I go with my people? Do I not go? But we've had this national committee established for over 15 years now. So we try to we respect our brothers and sisters that go with the sightings overseas, but we look for it here. And so you all, we connected now, so I can text y'all and let y'all know when I send the message out to the community. I can let you know.
I've always gone by the rule, when in doubt, wait it out.
Yeah.
I would rather fast an extra day than to end early, because I think last year the situation was if you had ended early, you would only have fasted like 28 days.
Short.
So it's like, there's no way. I would rather have fasted 30 than
go 28.
Yeah, So yeah, it's really one of those things, like you said, you got to go by your location, because we started with our location. We want to end with our location, and may Allah accept everybody's fast and forgive them for their mistakes. But like you said, we got to be more cognizant and educate ourselves on all that.
And I think the listeners need to also be patient. If there's somebody in your community that's doing the moon sighting, they decided to wait another day because they're going with their locale. Respect them. Don't bash them. Like, hey, well, why are you fasting during? Like we talked about earlier, why are you fasting? It's Eid. We're all fasting. Join us. You feel me? So, also have mercy for them too. So, it's hard out here.
That's what love is. The Prophet taught us, you were not in a paradise until you have faith. And I guess that wasn't simple enough. Somebody asked the question. He said, well, what is faith? He said, it is to love your brother and love your sister, to practice loving one another. That is faith. And so if the prophet's saying we doing all this for what? To get to paradise, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
And he said, you won't get in unless you have faith. And you don't have faith until you practice loving one another. Okay. We only got one moon. So we're going to let the moon dictate whether or not we're going to be brothers or sisters.
Yeah. People do break up about stuff like that. Communities will be torn just from a decision like that. So that's a great way to put it.
So now Ramadan has come to a close. The festivities are now done. And like everybody.
Before we get into that,
right?
We noticed that people don't take off during Eid. Right, they're like they might go to Eid prayer in the morning. I don't know how you skip this, Jabril, because it's your favorite part.
Great point.
We're still in Eid. It's the first day. Should I not go out of my way? Should I commit to taking those 3 days off and showing my kids how it should be, or just taking the morning off, taking the prayer, dropping back off at school?
Well, I think the operative word is that if you have children, that you want to one day assume this responsibility for fasting, then you have to show them what's the reward.
What's the reward?
Because children learn most by immediate reward. Yeah. You could say a whole lot of things. Your parents said a whole lot, right? My parents said a whole lot to me. But when they gave me immediate rewards, just like I got immediate consequences, that was the best lesson.
And that's why kids love Christmas.
Exactly. Immediate.
All you gotta do is wait.
So for us, we planning ahead, right? We know this obligation is coming.
Yeah.
So I can't give you a specific date, but I can get close. I say I need these 3 days off, or I can't take the 3. I need 1 day off, whatever it is. Why? So that I can demonstrate and show my children, my in-laws, I have the time to do it. If I try to do it and work, now I'm adding more stress. It's becoming more difficult, and there ain't even a whole day out of it.
Yeah.
I'm stressed about all this. No, you're supposed to be celebrating and enjoying this Eid celebration with the best of spirit and stress-free.
Yeah, and I think it also goes to show that we want to start making a standard for Muslims, especially in this country, that this is our day. Yep. These are our days that we should be able to take off. You know,
right.
Other religious people, they get their days of service, and we have the same conversation when it comes to Jummah prayer.
Yes,
we should be able to take our kids out, but it's not just about having the ability. It's about people being conscious that we have to fight for this, and we have to do it collectively. We can't have half of us saying, "Oh, we're taking our kids out all 3 days," and the other half, like, "Oh, well, my kids will go back to school after the Eid prayer."
Right. Yeah.
So we have to come to one consensus as a Muslim community that we should get our 3 days. I want to celebrate all 3 days of Eid. I want to go to the amusement parks. I want to have cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that's I feel like that's a big goal that we're trying to go towards as a culture. A lot of times on this podcast we talk about establishing a young Muslim culture, and part of that culture is being unapologetically Muslim, and that we want to be able to have the freedom to grow a beard or not have a beard, or to wear kufis or not wear kufis, or to take all the days off. It basically, we can be as Muslim as we want to be, and it still be who we are.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And praise be to Allah. That's excellent. And there are efforts throughout the country where people have appealed to the superintendent of schools in different areas, and they have given those 3 days. Some have even got proclamations that they give it ahead of time.
Wow.
And I remember on another interview recently, they asked me about it, and the person called in and said, "Well, we got this. I ain't gonna say the place and everything." And I said, "Well, that's great work. May Allah continue to bless you all.
Ameen.
But you cannot celebrate Eid before God says you can celebrate it. Yeah. And you can't end Ramadan before God says you're supposed to end it."
Yeah.
So even though you're working with government and working with people to recognize and accept that this is us, we are part of this culture, you can't ask for days and demand them to give you days that God hadn't even given to us yet. So it's a balance there too, and the sister, she was very receptive to, I wasn't reprimanding, I was advising. That you got to be careful. Like we say, anticipated. These are anticipated days. We don't know for sure.
Exactly.
I'm smiling because I remember a meme that we saw was about Ramadan, and this one guy was going up to his CEO supervisor like, "Hey, I need to take off on the 26th or the 27th. They're like, "Which day is it?" We're like, "I'll let you know the night of."
right.
I'll let you know the day. I'm not sure. They're like, "Okay."
Right. But the fact that he had enough courage and strength and belief to do that CEO probably had the utmost respect that he had the courage to do that.
Because guess what? If they fire you, guess what? It wasn't Allah's will. You weren't supposed to be there no way.
Yeah. So these are very serious matters, and the brothers and sisters we say for this month of Ramadan will be even more special for us as a community, because we're planning to go to Hajj 2020.
Inshallah.
So the process begins, like I said, whatever we choose to do before Ramadan, and then in Ramadan, right? And then after Ramadan, Shawwal, and then those 70 days before the Eid al Adha, which is the salute that we salute the pilgrims who are poured down from Mount Arafat. That is the second celebration that we have. So we have a little more than Christmas. We have 2 Christmas.
Oh yeah, 4 days. the Eid to the Eid to the Eid.
So does Shawwal start right after the third day of Eid?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And Shawwal is about 6
or 7.
7 days.
Yeah.
And what is the point of Shawwal? Or what is the significance of it?
The significance of it is for it to take you into the rest of the year back in focus.
Okay.
Because you fasted, now you did 3 days of celebration, and now you go back into the discipline so that it takes you you get back into the spirit and discipline before you experience the Eid al Adha, which is about 70 days in between.
You know what? I love how you say that, because human beings, we just need a goal. At the end of the day, everybody just needs a goal. You need expectations. So I've heard like, yeah, you're going on Ramadan, it's time for Eid. We'll do this, and I'll see you next Ramadan. I was like, oh, that's a long time, right? Because that's why we have quarters. That's why the year is broken up for that exact reason. If we base goals off of years, a lot of things won't be done. Yeah. So I love how you said that, after Ramadan, it's Eid, after Eid is Shawwal, right, to get you back on track. And after you get back on track, the next goal should be Eid al Adha. You usually don't think about that if you're not going to Hajj. Like, I'm not going to Hajj, so I'm just like, I'm cooling. Like, I'm back to my life. You feel me? But when you have that as another goal,
right?
I love that. That's like a nice little middle point.
Something else for you to prepare for and look forward to.
Exactly. Yes. So, alhamdulillah for that. Thanks for listening to part 4 of the Young and Muslim podcast Ramadan series. Join us in the next episode, where we will be discussing how to preserve what you gained during the blessed month of Ramadan.
Now, if you benefit from this episode in any way, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on all of the various social media platforms. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Young and Muslim. That's YOUNG, the letter N, Muslim, Young and Muslim. And you can find us and watch as many episodes as you want on our YouTube page at The Young and Muslim Podcast. Just be sure to subscribe. But Muhammad, what if they want to just listen on the go?
Well, if they want to listen on the go, they can listen to us on all the major listening platforms, such as SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah.
Spotify.
Go there.
Apple Podcasts.
Get your headphones.
And Google Play.
Listen to every single episode.
Let's get it.
So, with that, we leave it with the greens. Oh, I'm Jabril Salam.
And Muhammad Hassan.
And we leave it with the greens of peace.
Asalaamu
Alakum.
Peace.